This morning on The Dish, Russ Daughters, a New York institution specializing in appetizing, which is basically dairy and fish, or as described in a new cookbook, foods you eat with a bagel. Appetizing honors kosher dietary rules, which restrict combining dairy and meat. But here's the thing, you don't need to know any of that to take absolute delight in this old world cuisine.
If you guys are ready, I can help you guys out.
To step into Russ and Daughters is to partially step into the past.
You want that tomatoes, onions, and capers in there?
You take a number,
93, 94.
and wait for the timeless taste of its offerings.
In an appetizing store, there is so much to choose from. Do you have favorite foods?
Strangely, one of my favorites is this tuna salad.
It never gets old for Josh Russ Tupper.
One of my other favorites right now, and this is a beauty contest, right?
Yes.
Is the pastrami salmon on a toasted bialy with butter. Super simple.
Josh is a great-grandson of Joel Russ, who opened his appetizing store in 1914. It's been run by family ever since.
You're surrounded by your family and so much history. What's that like for you?
It's wonderful. Being sort of the torchbearer of this business, and that's really how we think of ourselves, me and my cousin.
Our great-grandfather's literally staring at us, kind of like with Mona Lisa eyes, tracking us.
Nikki Russ Fetterman is Josh's cousin and business partner.
I grew up as a shop kid because my parents ran Russ Daughters. So literally Russ Daughters was a mom and pop because it was my mom and pop.
Nikki's father, Mark, originally practiced law. His nephew, Josh, a disillusioned semiconductor engineer in Oregon. Nikki tried various careers. None were able to ignore the lure of what Joel Russ built from the ground up.
He was an Eastern European immigrant. This was in 1907. He needed a way to make some money, and he started by selling herring out of a barrel here on the streets of the Lower East Side. Herring was a cheap form of very nutritious food. It reminded these new arrivals of their homeland that they had left.
In the early 1900s, New York's Lower East Side was the landing place for immigrants from all over, each bringing the unique traditions that would become ingrained in American food culture. From Italian bakeries to Chinese dumpling shops, Jewish delicatessens, and more. And as the population expanded, so did the businesses.
It took him 7 years to go from a barrel to having a push cart, and then in 1914 he was able to open up a shop.
Yeah, it's a perfect example of the streets of that time.
1929.
Yeah, this is the shop where it's still there today.
Wow.
It had a different name originally. Actually, it was J. Russ National Appetizing.
In 1933, Joel Russ changed the name and leaned on his 3 daughters, including Josh and Nikki's grandmother, Anne.
As you were growing up, what did your grandmother tell you about that time?
I mean, in all honesty, not very much. We know it wasn't what she wanted to do. That she wanted to open a dress shop, to which her father said absolutely not. And she worked in the business and then married, and they both worked in the business with her sisters and their husbands.
I think the difference is that she didn't have a choice. They just had to do as they were told.
Yeah.
And then my father's generation, that was the 3rd generation, and for me and Josh, like, we could have done, and we did do different things professionally, but we made the choice. We chose and wanted this to be our path.
That path includes building a bridge into the future. On the centennial of the founding of Russ and Daughters, Josh and Nikki opened a cafe just a few blocks south of the original Houston Street shop.
Neither one of us had any restaurant experience. I think we're really grounded by just staying committed to what we knew. And we said, if we can just translate the store and what we do there into a sit-down experience, then we can do that. And we can learn the rest as we go.
We both see ourselves as torchbearers of this business and brand, but we're really trying to stay true to those historical references and ultimately make our family proud and not mess it up.
Yeah.
Now Nikki and Josh are sharing their family's stories and recipes from 100 years of appetizing in a cookbook. We sampled just a few of Russ and Daughters' specialties. Potato latkes, double fried and served with creme fraiche and salmon roe.
The latkes are Phenomenal. Was there any thought of, these are so good, we don't want people to be able to make them at home? We should not give them this recipe?
For a lot of the recipes.
Yeah.
Matzo ball soup.
I'm stealing the matzo ball soup. Sorry.
Yes.
Go for it.
Jewish
I'm sure.
penicillin.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you guys get it whenever you want.
It's so healing. You know?
It's healing and it's home.
And of course, bagels and lox.
For me, a bagel with cream cheese and smoked salmon is the greatest combination of all time. But then you talk to people who did not grow up with this, and it's very bizarre to them. Like, you put cheese with fish?
Eat it in the morning.
Eat it in the morning?
Well, fish isn't cooked. Wait, I don't understand. Wait.
No surprise, there was dessert. I started with the chocolate babka.
Because I've been smelling it this whole time and just wanting to take a bite. And I'm like, okay, I'm just taking some.
It's made in their 18,000 square foot facility in the Brooklyn Navy Yard, which they opened in 2018. It's where they bake everything from bagels to challah to black and white cookies.
You split it
I
down.
split it down the middle usually. I shouldn't. If I split the other way, I can go.
And then you can alternate.
good.
Like, you know?
That's exactly what I just did.
Where do you make your sandwich?
We actually we make a black and white latke. It's in the cookbook.
Oh, that's great.
From their cookbooks to their expansions, 111 years and 4 generations later, what started as selling fish in a barrel has become a dining dynasty.
Do you ever think, what would my great-grandfather think of seeing all this and seeing where you've brought Russ and Daughters? This place that for him was just about feeding his family and having a job?
I think about that original name, J. Russ National Appetizing, and I think he would be so proud that, 4 generations of this family have continued what he started, and that people come from all over the world to Russ and Daughters every day. And I don't think he could have imagined it, but he would be really proud.
There's absolutely no doubt. I am feeding you, obviously. Russ and Daughters sent over a feast, a veritable feast. But let me say this, they're 4th generation, so the question is, what about
the 5th?
Their kids are too young to say right now, but I loved what both Nikki and Josh said about the idea that if their kids do go into this business, it will be because they choose it the same way they found it. We've got bagel lox and bubala. You've got to have some of the black and white cooking.
Thank you, my darling. I'm curious, did the daughters ever come around to loving the business?
Well, no, this was the daughters had to go into the father's business. It was simply it. And as they talked about, their grandmother wasn't telling them some of these stories. But what mattered was that later on, these were the ones that wanted, the same way Nikki's father found it, he went back into it, she went into it, and Josh went into it.
What a yummy, yummy, yummy display.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Well,